signs you're smarter than you think. There are people all around us whose confidence is probably just a tad bit too high. And with that, they likely believe they are smarter than they really are. But even more common are people who are actually smarter than they realize. Are you one of them? Here are 14 signs you might be. Number 1. You're the oldest child. If you're the eldest child, odds are you are more intelligent compared to your younger siblings by 2 to 3 IQ points, regardless of your genes. This is due to your experiences and other psychological reasons. As the firstborn child, you have had your parents' undivided attention. That's because first-time parents want to give their child every bit of love, affection, and instruction. They tend to give parenting an all-or-nothing approach. And while parents learn better parenting skills as they gain experience, the eldest child benefits the most from that all-out effort, since it is nearly impossible to maintain that kind of effort the next time around, due to the divided attention between siblings. Number 2. You prefer cats over dogs. You may be surprised to find out that your pet preference can also be an indicator of your intelligence. According to research, cat people tend to be very introspective, meaning they tend to look inward. Studies have shown that they are also more open-minded. Much like your chosen pet, you tend to do better in certain environments. Dogs may be more active, but cats tend to be the exact opposite, much like those who prefer to stay in and learn. People who prefer cats tend to value experience over merely following orders. This makes them more likely to stand out and do their own thing, a strong indicator of intellect. It makes sense if you think about it. Do you know anyone who has sent their cat to obedience school? Number 3. You take lots of naps. It turns out that taking naps isn't only a healthy thing to do, it's also the smarter thing to do. Naps have many benefits, but it isn't just the extra rest and energy smart people are after. Rather, the transitional phase between sleeping and wakefulness, called hypnagogia. It is the state of mind where you experience coherent thoughts, lucid dreaming, hallucinations, and undergo sleep paralysis. Each of these experiences can be conducive to creativity and problem solving. Number 4. You curse a lot. While cursing is impolite, studies suggest that people who use foul language a great deal are more intelligent. In addition, people who curse tend to have larger vocabularies than those who don't. They also speak their minds with greater clarity. A study on profanity showed that people who can name the most curse words in 60 seconds tend to score better on IQ tests. The stereotype of a foul-mouthed person being less intelligent simply isn't true. Instead, it is a sign of intelligence and creativity. Dang! Number 5. You are sarcastic. While sarcasm is often referred to as the lowest form of wit, it can also be a sign of a keen intellect. Creativity comes into play with sarcasm, as it is more creative to come up with a sarcastic quip than a straightforward answer. Closely related to creativity is abstract thinking, since it takes a bit more brainpower to come up with a sarcastic remark. Plus, sarcasm shows an appreciation of humor and irony. Number 6. You talk to yourself. Don't worry if you talk to yourself. You may very well be insane, but you're also likely smarter than you think. Jokes aside, studies show that those who talk to themselves develop improved self-control, focus, and concentration. It can also reduce stress, improve memory, and cognitive processes. Thinking about something and saying it aloud helps you better remember it. It also paints a visual picture in your mind, another aid to memory. It's no coincidence that athletes and soldiers get pumped up by talking to themselves aloud. And if all else fails, simply telling yourself that you can accomplish your goal is very affirming and instills you with confidence. Number 7. You are scatterbrained. Do you often misplace everyday items such as your phone, car keys, or chapstick? It could be a sign of higher than average intelligence. This may be because something is always on your mind: music, philosophy, science, history. In other words, you are so preoccupied with your thoughts that you are forgetful about everyday matters. Your brain tends to move very fast as well, juggling several different thoughts all at once. But however scatterbrained you may be, your thought process also allows you to recover and retrace your steps. Number 8. You are left-handed. Only 10% of people are left-handed, with men more so than women. Studies show that left-handed people have a better ability to recall things, a more extensive vocabulary, better problem-solving skills, and more mental flexibility. This may be because they use both sides of their brain more efficiently, or they have to be more adaptable to live in a right-handed world. Being able to switch back and forth from each side of the brain this way means your brain processes information more quickly than average. Number 9. You prefer to be alone. According to studies, people who are not too keen on having a social life may be more intelligent. Smarter people tend to be nonconformists, and they're independent in their thinking, as well as a great deal else. They innately resent being told to act a certain way, only because society expects them to. They don't want these societal expectations limiting their thinking. Research has demonstrated the links between happiness, intelligence, friendship, and population. The result shows that people who tend to spend more time alone are smarter because they have more time to focus on their tasks and ideas. Number 10. You are very curious. If you are insatiably curious about the world around you, it's a safe bet that you love to learn and acquire more knowledge than most people. This doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to ace an IQ test, but you may do well on a CQ test. Your curiosity quotient measures how open you are to new ideas, concepts, and how likely you are to explore them. This factor is multiplied exponentially when it comes to subjects you are very passionate about. Number 11. You criticize yourself. Too much criticism directed inward is a sign of low self-esteem, anxiety, or even depression. But a moderation of it is suggestive of higher intelligence. A certain amount of criticism toward yourself can be motivating because you are less likely to feel satisfied with your achievements, which leads to always wanting to improve. A person who is their own worst critic is always looking to make themselves that much better. Truly brilliant people are only confident to a point. They tend to be almost too harsh on themselves. The difference between them and a person who beats themselves up too much is that smarter people use it as a tool to improve themselves and their lives, not despondents. Number 12. You are messy. A messy house or workspace doesn't always mean that you are lazy. In fact, it could mean that you are smarter than you think. Your environment has many effects on your thinking, and this kind of disarray could spark your creativity and innovation. It's also a way of bucking the status quo. A smarter, more driven, and creative person can't be bothered with what others think of them or what is considered normal. They're too busy pondering other matters. At the end of the day, the ability to focus on tasks, resolve issues, and problem solve is more important than an orderly desk. It shows that you can prioritize and see the bigger picture. Number 13. You don't think you're smart. There is a phenomenon called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a type of cognitive bias in which people believe that they are smarter and more capable than they really are. While these people tend to be disappointed when they don't score high on a test, for example, people with more confidence and awareness are more prone to underestimating their own abilities. In other words, if you are comfortable admitting that you don't know something and don't assume you can accomplish the unknown, you tend to be more intelligent. It also means you are more likely to learn and use the tools and methods you've acquired to solve new problems. Number 14. You question everything. Are you always questioning anything, everything, and everybody in your life, instead of just treading water and not caring? If you are always full of questions about everything, from the mundane to the magnificent, you may be smarter than you realize. A lot of people simply accept things as they are, but you wonder about changing, innovating, and improving them. This means you are not complacent in your thinking. And while this may annoy your teachers or employer, It means that you like to figure everything out and not simply accept things at face value. So, in what ways are you smarter than you realize? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.